Hello, bros and sisters. I am reviewing Rocky Mountain Pro Charged 100 here. This is Vince Russo's Colorado company that he's working on. I'm here in Colorado. Haven't made it to a show. Maybe one day I'll make it up north 2-1, but we will see. So right now you could watch Rocky Mountain Pro on Vince Russo's YouTube channel or the Rocky Mountain Pro YouTube channel. But soon it will be national on Hunt Channel TV or something to that effect. You can also watch it on their website. They have a live feed in case you don't have DirecTV to watch it. But for now, let's get to Charged 100. So we start this show recapping last week's show with Rolls-Royce Isaacs and his tag team partner. The Upgrades is their tag team name. They lost their tag title shot last week, and after the match, Rolls-Royce Isaac turned on his partner and said they are done. They also recap Humphrey Jacobs getting an offer from the cartel to join them. I might be a little iffy with some of these names. I have watched the last 5 or more episodes, but me and names don't get along very well. We then go to Vinny Roo himself in the back. This is Vince Russo's first screen appearance on one of these shows. He does do another YouTube show called The Business of the Business, where he gives a backstage look at this company and him helping these young wrestlers with their characters and their promos. It's good stuff. You should check that out also. So Vince is with Matt Yaden and says they need to have a talk. Russo says Matt reached out to him to take him to the next level. Vince wants to make sure that the wrestler is out of Matt and he is ready to strictly be the boss. He says Matt said wrestling is behind him and he is ready to take this to the next level as the boss. Vince talks about how Matt hit the ring last week. He says he cannot manage a company with violence. Matt says that wasn't wrestling. He just got a little heated. Vince asks Matt if that was a mistake and if it won't happen again. Vince says hopefully that is the case so he can go back to EPing these shows and Matt can run the ship. As Vince leaves, Matt says, don't forget who you work for too. Good to see Vince having an on-screen character now, and good to see Matt Yaden entering. His story's been building for a while, actually, while he's been on commentary, kind of getting involved. I think at their last big show he got involved. Maybe it was the episode before that, I don't remember. But he has been slowly getting involved in other things, and now here comes Vince trying to say that Matt needs to be the boss and not a wrestler anymore. Let's see, back to my notes. We then have Humphrey Jacobs giving an interview in the back. The interviewer congratulates him on his Colorado Cup win, but he wants to congratulate her on what will be her most stimulating interview. This was a good promo. He also asked if he needs Carlos, I think that's his name, Machio Valley, something to that effect, and the cartel. He says he does whatever he wants, but it could be good to have backup sometimes, as they would be his backup. So he's still trying to decide from last week if he wants to join the cartel or not. He has not quite gave an answer yet, but this Humphrey Jacobs is a good interview in my opinion. That leads to a match with Humphrey Jacobs. The first, he is taking on Dwayne Douglas. On commentary, Matt Yaden says he did what he had to do last week and he runs this company and he will be the boss. So a nice full circle from the beginning of the show to have Matt talking about this in commentary. We are reminded how punching to the face is illegal in sorry, I'm a little dyslexic sometimes. In Rocky Mountain Pro, that's the name of the company. It seems like Rocky Mountain Pro has a lot of these rules that are different than other companies. Anyway, Humphrey wins with, I believe they called the Hump Buster. Then out comes the cartel. Matt Yaden gets in their face and touches Carlos. The cartel wants to know Humphrey Jacobs' answer to their offer of joining the cartel. He says Humphrey Jacobs first needs nobody, and so the cartel attacks him after that, after he refuses to join their faction. And speaking of factions, I'm glad to see a nice faction in wrestling. There's not really too many that I'm thinking of off the top of my head. At least not in, I mean, there's Bullet Club and New Japan and ROH, but I don't watch New Japan very often. But yes, a good faction in wrestling. I know there's Decay in TNA. WWE, nothing comes to mind. WWE is just as cookie cutter as it gets. So next up, we have Mario Vanger cutting an awesome promo. This guy's entertaining. Sugar-free Mario Vanger. It's a good character that they have going here. He's with female who is curling a rock. She's obviously an alpha female, as Mario Vanger says. Next up was the women's street fight to end all women's street fights. It was Angel Trinity versus Alligato. The match starts in the back and continues there the whole time. There's a lot of cool stuff in this match. We have a pin on a foosball table. I mean, they really just let loose in this match. They fought on some hay. It was pretty great. Then Alligato jumps off the top of the stairs onto Trinity, who is down on the hay. And I have in my notes, damn, they went all out. I just wish it was a little longer because that was pretty cool. And it was cool. That was the highlight of the episode. These women did great. They really went at it. And that was fantastic. We are in the back again in an actual office. Matt Yaden leads commentary to confront Machiavelli. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but it is what it is. About what happened earlier, Machiavelli has what I think is a stress ball. He asks why he left commentary, and Matt says he has to make sure his employees are actually doing their job and not just playing with their balls. This even gets a little chuckle from Matt himself as he breaks for a second. Machiavelli says Matt is upset with his meeting with Russo earlier and asks if Matt is a wrestler or the boss. Matt says he is the boss. Then we are off to Rolls-Royce Isaacs, who is my favorite in Rocky Mountain Pro. The gimmick is gold in my opinion. His ex-tag partner Cody interrupts and wants to make this right between them and continue their tag team. He says he will make it right later. That brings us to our main event of the evening. It is a triple threat. It is Mario Vanger versus Rolls-Royce Isaacs versus Anaya of the Cartel. The Cartel is outside of the ring. Also comes down Royce Isaacs' ex-tag team partner. The match itself wasn't my favorite thing in the world, but the ending, it has a story to it. Cody ends up pulling Royce's leg instead of Anaya, and that gives Anaya the win. So Cody basically cost Royce Isaacs the match. Anaya wins and is a number one contender against Curtis Cole. So that was the episode for Rocky Mountain Pro 100. It was entertaining as hell throughout. It's weird to say that it feels fresh because, you know, characters and storylines in wrestling has been the way it was forever. And yet lately, there's no characters. Well, there isn't TNA now, thank God. I mean, WWE, which is what everybody watches, not so much. And it is refreshing to see characters and storylines throughout the episode. We had all the Matt Yaden stuff started with him and Russo, went into the commentary, then again with Yaden and Machiavelli. So that was great. It's an entertaining hour of wrestling. You really can't ask for more, and I look forward to it again next week. I hope it is successful on Hunt TV. You also check it out on YouTube right now. That is all. Please visit boxoftalks.com, boxoftalks.com. I will see you tomorrow with another kind of podcast, maybe more wrestling, maybe TV. I also have the weekly Sunset. Check that out. That is all for now. See you on the next Rocky Mountain Pro Charge Review.